Okay, I believe we are going live now. Just give me a moment and make sure everything is working fine. I had a bit of an issue last week, so I want to make sure everything is working fine. Yes, we are live. That's good. And YouTube. All right. Lovely. Hello, and a very warm welcome to today's YouTube live stream. My name is Uzair, and every Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Something is happening now with my lights. Okay, that's better. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. UK time, I go live on YouTube, Twitter, well, X, LinkedIn, and what's the other one? TikTok. To answer any questions you may have, I prepared a few questions already, which have been sent to me during the last week. You can either ask me any questions during this live stream or send it to me for the next session. So let's get the show on the road and get started. I'm going to share my screen and there we go. All right. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Should I buy leads or generate my own? Great question. Many business owners do get confused as to what they should be doing with regards to their lead generation. So there are sites like Bark or Checkatrade in the UK, and I'm sure there will be lots of sites like these in your own country as well, where trade people can buy leads or businesses can buy leads. So there's two options, obviously. Once you buy leads from these companies, or you have your own channels organically or by advertising to generate your leads. So the first thing is you are buying the same lead as four other firms because bought leads are usually sold more than once. That's why they are so cheap. So you will get this comparison with your agency or with you as a ads person that, oh, I'm buying this at half the price or quarter of the price than what you are getting is because those companies sell those same leads multiple times to your competitors. So you're paying to enter a price race that starts the second you tell them that I want to buy. The price, the job you win, not the lead you buy. This is really important as to how many convert actually. They may be cheap leads. So let's say if you get 10 leads at £15 each with one job converted at the end of the day. That means it costs you £150 to get that customer. Many business owners or trade person don't look at this number, they only look at this cheap number. So compare that number to your own advertising and not just the headline price per lead. If you are generating at a higher cost, but your conversion rates are a lot higher because they are good quality leads, then this doesn't make sense to buy them at a cheaper price. Speed decides who gets it. So on a shared lead, whoever calls first usually wins. Now, if you cannot ring within minutes, you are literally losing that lead. And the other problem is that person is bombarded with calls and emails and text messages and WhatsApp messages because everybody is on that person's information. So they quite often get cheesed off that I've just spoken to one company and now another four have started calling me. And if they don't get through to you, they keep on phoning you or texting you over and over again. So that is the other issue. You are renting the relationship. This is really important. The customer remembers the platform where they signed up for and not you. So there's no brand awareness or branding at your end. So nothing you build there is yours until that next time or the next year. Use them to fill a quiet week, not as a plan. So I would not discourage you to not use at all. Yes, use it as a filler, but don't just use it as the only channel where you are getting the work from. So hope this answered your question. Just keeping an eye on the chat, but if you have any questions, please do put them through the chat now because there is a 30-second delay and I will not see your question until the very last second when you uh, put across it. And so put them in, and I will answer all those questions or comments you have at the end of these 5 questions I have. All right. Our competitor clicking my ads to waste my budget. This is a spicy one, and I'm glad you asked. Yes, it does happen, but rarely at a scale people think of fear. So, Google Ads or any other platforms will filter a large share of invalid clicks and credit them back automatically. So, if the platform feels that these are invalid or fraudulent clicks, they don't call them fraudulent, they call them invalid clicks, then it will show up in your statement as a credit. So check the invalid clicks column before you assume sabotage. The second thing is read your own data before you buy a tool. So you can buy a third party tools, a click fraud apps to add an additional layer of security, but you have to pay a monthly fee for that to solve that problem, which you may not have. You can try it out on a free trial. All of these click fraud apps give a free trial. Try it and see if it's for you and if it has made any difference or not. Real sabotage has a shape, and you'll see the shape and the trends. Repeat clicks coming from one certain location, at really odd hours. Um, the clicks that happen never spend more than a second on the page because they're all bots or spam clicks. Or so one busy afternoon is not an evidence. Exclude what you can actually identify. So in Google Ads, you can block the IPs and switch off the areas you don't want to serve. If you're finding that a certain location is eating up all your budget, then you don't run ads or serve ads in that location. And that is the most practical defense there is out there in Google Ads. So the bigger the leak is almost always the search terms, and this is where you need to keep a very close eye on it. Because usually the money is lost to searches you cannot serve, and it will do off the anything a competitor click could do. So go there first, take out all the irrelevant search terms like free, jobs, information. So terms which don't have any content, where there is no intent to make a purchase or sign up. So anybody's looking for freebie stuff or just for information, exclude them as negative keywords, and that will help you solve a lot. Okay, the next one. Why do my emails land in spam? And can I even trust my open rates? Okay. Now, this is where there is quite a bit of an issue with regards to Apple opens your emails before anyone reads them. So, an open is only recorded when a tiny invisible image loads in the email. And Apple's mail privacy protection now loads that image for every message the moment it arrives. So, whether the person ever looks at it or not, on the list of with plenty of iPhone users, that can be more than half your opens. So, judge clicks and replies instead. So it can inflate your open rates, and you still wonder, so many people view opened up my email and I'm not getting any replies or any leads from there. So it's because of this issue. Second thing I would highly recommend is authenticate the domain. So things like the FPF, DKIM, and DMARC, you got to set them up properly. Otherwise, they will end up in your spam. Without them, the big providers treat you as a suspect before they read a word. Third, send from your own domain, never a free address. So a Gmail or an Outlook sender address gets filtered hard now. You got to send it from your business domain. Don't send it from a Gmail or Outlook. A dead list poisons a good one. So stop mailing people who have never opened or clicked in the last 6 months. So you got to clean up your list regularly. People who are not opening up, not reading your emails, don't keep sending it to them because you're affecting your deliverability. So engagement is the strongest signal you can control. Fewer images, plain text, a real reply email. So a heavy template from a no reply address looks like bulk email because it is. So what you want to do is to keep it as clean as possible. Have a real reply email. Don't have a no reply address because that will look spammy. And a plain layout can also work quite wonderfully well. We send out emails through Mailchimp. That's our platform, and we send out HTML emails with graphics, images, but we don't overdo it. We just keep it to a bare minimum. All right. Um, Next one. My rankings have not moved, but my traffic has fallen. Where did it go? Great question. So the answer now sits above your listing. So AI is the issue, the problem, because it summarizes answer the questions on the results page. Position one is still position one. It just gets seen far less because a lot of that information is already provided by the Google AI or Gemini in there, so people don't click the links anymore or as much as they used to. So you're still getting ranked, but you're not getting clicked. So informational pages take the hit, buying pages hold up. So how much does it cost? Traffic drops hardest. Pages where someone is choosing a supplier lose much interest. Check impressions against clicks in Search Console. Search Console, Google Search Console is where you see all this data. So if you don't know what this is, just Google Search Console, set up a free account, then you get a little tag, you put it on your website, and it's going to start tracking all the results you are getting from Google, all the traffics, the impressions, clicks, click-through rate, all the good stuff, which pages are performing, which ones are not, which ones are ranking, and all that kind of cool stuff. Really good. So if you haven't heard of it, this is something which you learned today. So impressions steady and clicks for falling is the fingerprint which you need to keep track of because both for falling is a different problem entirely. Move your effort to the searches that still get clicked. So things like prices, comparisons, near me, or anything where someone has to pick a company, those still send people through. And count inquiries, not sessions. So traffic is going to keep falling for anyone. Inquiries are the only number that tells you whether it matters or not. Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick check on the chat. Okay. I didn't realize my video was switched on. I think now it is. All right, never mind. Okay. So the next thing is, um, Alvin says I should use AI, but where do I actually start? Such a common question these days. People are totally confused with the amount of AI stuff in the air these days. So these are my top 5 points. Pick two jobs you already hate doing. Just do things like quotations, sending up follow up emails, meeting notes. Two things you do every week beats 22s you tried once. Yeah. It is only as good as what you feed it. This is so true because if you don't prompt or give the right instructions, the AI is going to give you pretty much something which you can't use. So you can give it your own past work, your prices, and your tone as examples. A blank prompt gets you a blank competitor. Never send it out as raw. Don't assume everything is 100% and don't think that it is accurate and correct. Because quite often it will invent facts, figures, and reviews with complete confidence. Anything carrying your name gets read by a human first, so you must check everything before anything goes out. Right? Keep client data out of the free tools. So assume anything pasted in a free account can be used to train it. Names, prices, and contracts always stay out. So don't put anything confidential. Judge it in hours saved and work one. If it has not given you back real time or brought in real work within a month, drop it and try the next one. So it is going to evolve. And now, for myself and our company, we use AI so much that things have speeded up by almost 80% on certain tasks. And it's unbelievable as to how fast this AI is going at and how much work we can do to get our time back. Okay, so if you're watching this live and you have any questions, then now is the time to send the question to me in the chat and I'll try my best to answer them for you. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oops, where is it gone? And go to the chat. So I don't see there's anything at the moment. So that is fine. So thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place. So till then, stay safe and have a great week.